Simons. Do not talk. Talk about two things you're never supposed to talk about: religion and politics. I'm actually on location now for a fundraiser for the California Republican Party Associate Delegate Program. What they're doing is raising some money and some awareness of a man who I think desperately we need him to be running the California State Republican Party. Senator Mike Morrell, former Senator Morrell, is here. Hopefully, I'll be able to get him on the show. He spoke earlier. And I came all the way down here to SoCal for this event, and I've just been having a blast with one person after another who I like, I admire, I respect, and meeting some new ones that I didn't know before, and now I'm a fan of. It's been a very good event, and I'm glad I'm here. This is Paul Jones. Hello, Paul.
Hello. Good to be here.
Please tell us what you do while you're here and why you're so impeccably dressed.
Well, I came here to support Mike Morrell, of course. I'm a candidate for California State Assembly, which I have not conceded, of course. Have a large district, and I'm part of a Christian candidate movement, basically, is what I'm calling it. Good. Because all of us, none of us, personally, I didn't want to run. So God and I had a lot of, how should I put this? We had a lot of discussions. Needless to say, as it always has been, Christ won, and I follow, and He leads, and I follow.
I've been saying for years now that nothing will change until we have good people running for office. Yeah. And what was your day job? You're not a politician.
I was an educator and retired out of that. So basically, I was just doing odd work, just to keep going, just to keep busy.
What was the catalyst? When did you say, "Oh, this is ridiculous"? If not now, when? If not me, who?
Well, I ran for Congress a number of years ago, and with that, I would compare it to multiple stab wounds. Basically, it was a horrible experience. Yeah. And I said, never again. I ran against a 6-year incumbent, and it was brutal. I mean, I had no idea what I was doing. My navigation system, and it just wasn't there.
Did the Republican Party back you? Did they get behind you? Did they help?
So nothing.
See, I keep hearing that again and again and again tonight.
No, I chastised the Republican Party a lot. That's probably another reason why they still didn't support me this time either, because of the fact that
because they're vindictive little weasels.
Oh yes, they are. Yeah. I have no respect for the California GOP at all.
Now, what he's saying, if I can clarify, is he's not saying he doesn't respect the party and what the Republican Party platform is. Correct. What he's saying is current leadership.
Right, exactly. The leadership we have right now, to me, they only care about themselves. It's
and
me
money.
And money. It's a me proposition, and I'll just do what I tell you to do. I'll endorse you, but I'm not gonna help you at all. I went to them.
Even though they're collecting money from us in dues.
Oh, yeah, they collect a lot of money.
Yes. What are they doing with that money? Paying Jessica Patterson $350,000 a year.
Yeah, I'm trying to behave.
I don't.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to, because I have no burning. I have no love for Jessica whatsoever. I mean,
well,
when I need
a dismal mistake that the party made.
Yeah. Well, we're going to change that.
Thank God.
We've already, Raul Ortiz and I, Tracy Schroeder, all of us, tonight, actually, we had a meeting with my wife, Doris. That was someone else that I had a long discussion with as Jesus and I are having our discussions. I'm also having them with my wife. And finally I said, Jesus tells me this is where he wants me to be, so this is what I have to do. And my wife just said, okay, let's do it. I mean, after 28 years, I'm fortunate and very blessed.
Yes, you are.
And so, but when it comes down to Patterson and all these others, I needed research done. They don't return phone calls, not one. And I called every day. I called every day for 10 days in a row. And then finally it reached a point where I said, don't bother calling me back. I just wanted to tell you you're as worthless as something derogatory. And I left it at that. That was it.
So what's going on with your race? What do you know?
Right now, they're calling it anomalies, which is like, okay, is that an ice cream flavor or what? So I move up 3,000. Suddenly, my opponent moves up 10,000. So uh, it's interesting. Nothing has been called. It won't be called until December 13th.
Good heavens! What the heck?
Yeah, I know. And in my district, 290,000 registered voters, and I'm sitting at about 54% have been counted. So it's not over till it's over. So I'm still waiting, but I've already decided if God says, okay, not this time, then with the momentum that we have, with the incredibly talented individuals that a lot of us learned an awful lot. I mean, I'll start my campaign tomorrow. You know, if the word comes down and says, okay, you didn't make it this time, okay, well, I'm running for 2026. That's it. That's what I'm going to do. But what happened with me was, since the last time I saw you, which has been a number of years, I took time out for a heart attack.
Slacker.
Yeah, I know. You know, but the good thing was that triple bypasses were on sale that weekend.
Nice. A clearance, huh?
Oh, there was a
You
clearance.
only needed two, but they gave you three because
They
it
gave
was
me three.
it was a twofer.
Yeah, that's right. And
It was a BOGO.
how can you pass that up?
Can't.
You can't pass that up. So I ended up with the triple bypass. The lower half of my heart wasn't functioning at all, and I only had 10% on top. So
How's it feel? All that new energy again, by the way.
my heart
Because
is,
I've heard that that's when you have heart disease, your energy's so low, you just get, what's
yeah.
wrong with me? And then when you get that done, it's like, oh, I got a whole new lease on life.
I literally I do.
Yeah.
I was gone for 4 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
The interesting thing for me was that it was just as COVID had started, so no one could be in the hospital. My wife was the only one there. So she's sitting there with Christ having I don't know what, she hasn't told me her whole discussion. She knew when I left, and she knew when I got sent back. The best thing I can tell anyone, because
That's hair going up on my arms.
you know, try, and I've tried over the years. I've since this happened, you know, to try to find the words to tell you what heaven looks like, what Jesus Christ. I don't have the words. I can say that I know that we do not end here. That I know for a fact. And Jesus Christ is real. And I don't ever. I hope my wife doesn't see this. I didn't want to come back. I didn't.
I know, because I've heard it's just so overwhelming, euphoria, beautiful. Just you can't even describe it. Like right now, you can't describe it.
I can't, you know, but at least I can say, believe. I mean, it made me such a different person than I mean, I was okay, but my faith was kind of so. Not anymore. I mean, as I said, Christ leads, I follow. It's just that simple. But I'm more at peace. I went through a lot in Vietnam. I did 2 tours.
Which branch?
Marine Corps.
I'm Army. Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. Yeah, next life we'll do that. Yeah. So I did 2 tours.
Thank you very much for your service.
I appreciate that very much, believe me. So I had a lot of emotional problems when I came home. So I was a very angry.
PTSD is very real.
Oh, yes, it is.
Very, very real.
It was very real. So I'm also a suicide survivor. It got to a point in 1970 that there was no hope at that time for veterans. And I was having nightmares. I was having survivor guilt.
Yes, that's a very real thing too. When your fellow unit members fall right before you, and you're supposed to put your life on the line to save theirs.
Yeah. And for me, I mean, I went into the Marine Corps. My going into the Marine Corps, I was 17, fresh out of high school. But I was born and raised on the south side of Chicago. Rough neighborhoods.
The baddest part of town?
Oh, yeah.
Man named Leroy Brown?
Oh, don't you know? Yeah, we were bad dudes. But we had gone in front of this juvenile court judge one time too many. And all the parents were there. We were all 17. There was a Marine Corps recruiter in the back of the courtroom, the bailiff in front. So the judge gave us the option. Of course, our parents all looked to the back and said they're going that way. So we were physical tested, sworn in, put on a bus, taken to O'Hare Airport, and landed at
right then and there.
Right then,
in lieu of jail.
In lieu of juvenile hall. And back then, juvenile hall was not like it is now.
No,
it was pretty bad.
Yeah,
bad place. So that's how we all ended up there. So
even though you went through, because you saw, I mean, it's kind of a crapshoot in war. The things that you saw, and later on the suicide and the thoughts of suicide and so on. Do you think that joining the military really saved your life and at least set you on a different direction or a better course?
Oh, I do.
Okay.
I did because you're fresh out of high school, and I don't know which direction I'm going. We're all, we're in rough neighborhoods, and all that's going on is nonsense. So I would have probably ended up in prison. I think that's where I would have probably ended up, or dead, one or the other. Right. So
either way, the devil wins.
Yeah, either way, the devil would have won.
Yeah,
but
because if he can take one of God's creations off this planet before they have a chance to give their life to Christ Jesus, the devil wins.
Yeah, and that's the nice part, and is the fact that I always question, and I still ask him now and I have a lot of conversations with God. I mean,
good.
As many times a day as I can. I mean, even now, it's what do you want from me next? I mean, I wait for that answer. So I do a lot. I do a lot of conversations, and I know people look at me like, you actually talk to God? Yeah, I do. I have some wonderful conversations with Christ. So, yeah. How would I say it? I know things are really bad here in California. I know about the deficits. I can talk about all those things. My opponent was the individual who he's endorsed. He has 126 endorsements. They're all left wing, including the AB 1955, which took away parental rights. That's his friend, Chris Ward. He's there. He's the author of that. He endorsed him, of course. And then all of the individuals who co-sponsored and sponsored all these bills are who he's endorsed by, of course. But we started this off with very little money. During the primary, the interesting part for us was the fact that I was running against multiple Democrats. One in particular, and that I came up much better than she did. She called me 3 days later, which scared me, of course. It was like, okay, is there a contract or something? My wife and I met with her. Of course, I took backup. Well, yeah, I had to.
Right.
Bring your wife. Okay. And she sat there and looked me in the eye and said, I have done a complete background check on you. And it was like, you did what? Oh, yeah, complete, total background check. She said, you're okay. You're an okay guy. I thought, oh, okay. She said, I'm going to endorse you. I'm endorsed by a Democrat. She handed me a $5,000 donation check.
Dude.
Yep. That's money has
That's
helped.
Unheard of.
I know.
Especially if that got out and people in her own party are going to railroad her and blacklist her.
No, she was very straightforward. The people that have helped a little, but not much. Of course, they couldn't because their Democrats are running their own. I mean, one was running for the school district and so on. But yeah, she endorsed me. But it gave me closer to a gentleman or to a Bishop Carlos Mendez. Bishop Mendez has been my spiritual leader. Wonderful man. Even let me put my banner on the front of his gate there where his office is.
Wow.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then he sent me all these pictures. He was part of President Trump's whatever they call it, entourage. So I kept getting all these pictures of he and President Trump together. And then he called me the other day and said, if you decide that you're not going to run again, or if you do win, we're good. But I have to give him a resume. He is on President Trump's team to get ready.
Advisors.
All of his advisors. He said, I really think you should work for President Trump. If you don't win the assembly, I want your resume to send to the team for a job.
That's a great idea.
Working for President Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah,
yes, it would.
That would be great.
Pretty dang cool.
Yeah, but I don't know how it's going to turn out. I'm sure there are thousands and thousands of people who are doing it, but it was just such an honor to be asked. So that's fun.
That's way good.
But
that's way good. I just said that was the Bakersfield in me right then.
There you go.
That's way good.
Oh, that's way good. Yeah, I like that. Or it's like my wife says, what word? Cool, honey.
It's cool.
It's cool.
How do we find you? How do we follow you and what you're doing? You have a website?
I'm still keeping my website out. It's Paul Jones for State Assembly 2024.
The word for or the number?
The word for.
Okay. So Paul Jones for
State Assembly 2024.com. There is in the contact, there's a phone number there. And one of the things that I made sure that people understand is that if you call that number that's on my website, I pick up the phone. To me, if you're going to be in public office, you should be accessible. You have to be. How are you going to do your job for the people
if you won't talk to the people?
If you won't talk to the people. So, and I'm not the only one who's done that. It's been Raul, Tracy, candidates who walk with Christ know that this is what they're supposed to do. This is who they are supposed to be for, is the people. So that's the way I am.
I'm glad I got to see you again. I'm glad I got to have you on the show finally.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Anytime.
It's been fun. It's been fun. Hopefully we'll get to do this again.
Anytime. I'd love that. Paul Jones. I'm Charlie Simons. This is Do Not Talk. You want to support this show and you want to help out any way you can. Venmo.com/DoNotTalk. Venmo.com/DoNotTalk. Like, I don't know, help me buy a tank of gas to get back home.
Amen.
Since I'm down here in SoCal. And also Mike Lindell at My Pillow. Such a great patriot. And I'm so pleased to be able to even get to help support his products, which he's got a total online store now because the big box stores took all of his products off the shelves.
And we have all his pillows. We have his mattress. We have
right back there. I brought my pillow with me. It changed my life.
Yeah,
it really did. So he has over 100 products now, all American made. MyPillow.com/Lee. My middle name can get you up to 75% off. Already greatly priced My Pillow, American-made products. MyPillow.com/LEE. May God bless you and keep you. May God bless Paul Jones and his wife. May God bless America, but most importantly, America, bless God.
Bless God. Amen.
What was your rank when you got out of the court?